Morning. Sorry to keep you guys waiting here. This has been, I am still trying to figure out the dream thing. And that is what this is all about. So, pardon me. So anyway, I have been enjoying the heck out of getting on here and hanging out with you guys here for a little while on Sundays. Let's see. Mrs. Jackson has slept in this morning, so I am going to, as much as I can, so as not to wake her. And let's see, my good friend Tony Ramsey is way over, probably be here within the hour or so. So we'll kind of see how this goes and maybe hang on. He'll get to come and hang out with us, get to see me, get to see him teach me the basics of Pro Tools, which is why he's coming over. So I've got a few people on here, the usual suspects. What's up, Dave? What's up, Michael? So, hey, David Gabe's in here this morning. Let's see. And yes, Dave, you are correct. It is insanely windy here last night, or right now, and it's been going on since last night. We let poor Zoe out into the backyard last night, and she was kind of crawling across the porch because it was so windy and she didn't like it. So not quite tornado gusts, but it feels a little close. See there, Park is here with us this morning. Let's see. So Cold Kansas. So I've kind of been trying to figure out how I want to run these live streams, and I don't know that I've quite got it figured out yet, but I did watch a couple from a few other creators last week, namely Pete Thorne. He had his basically every week his just seems to be a simple Q&A session with viewers all the time, which is great, and which makes a lot of sense. And Fluff did the same thing. I happened to catch his the other night, and so I think I'm probably going to do that, maybe with a few other things mixed there. And yeah, so I can't really say that I that I thought a whole lot, but is what it is, I guess. So if you are feeling so inclined and would like to continue to support this channel, I've had a number of you that have asked me if I have an account set up, and I do have one. I set it up probably a couple years ago. It didn't really gain a whole lot of for me. So, I'd be honest, I didn't really do much with it, and didn't really do much with it, and just as is. And I don't know if Patreon shut it down altogether or what happened, but regardless, they had just wasn't doing anything. But I went in and set it back up last night, so and added the link to the descriptions of all of my most recent ones, and so now we're set back up with Patreon. So for those of you that have asked me about it, it is now available. If you want to check it out, you can go to I think it's www.patreon.com/Robert's Guitar Dungeon, all one word, obviously. Also, don't be afraid to hit the little tip jar here in the top chat, super chat thing here on YouTube. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So, where am I going to go? I got a Gibson SG. Let's see. I'm loving it. The neck is problem. Blessing you guys. James James 666 says Robert blessing us with a Sunday live stream. Blessing might be a bit of a stretch. I'm certainly happy to hang out. Let's see. Yargnad. There's Fuzz Fair Circuit. Hey Carlos, what's going on, my man? Good morning, Park Kingery. Hey Robert, hope you're having an awesome weekend. It's been barely been a bit of my days on, of course I tend to record, or at least do 90% of my recording on Wednesday evenings, and then start editing late Friday night. And my goal on Saturdays is usually to be done with all of my YouTube responses by Sunday early evening, and it doesn't always happen. So it's not hard to get caught up with get distracted and get caught up with other stuff, et cetera, et cetera. So so hey Park, thank you, brother. We're gonna talk about your stuff here in a little bit too. Let's see. Yeah, Dave R's Guitars. Dave's as a long-time supporter of my channel. Dave says, if I could make a suggestion, don't try to do what others are doing. Just experiment, find out what works best for you, and carve out your own niche. Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm trying to. It's to sit here and turn on the camera and and answering Q&A and stuff like that is fun, but there's other things, sometimes other topics and things that I have in mind that I would like to tackle on these live streams, because they're, I've noticed a lot of YouTube, they don't archive them. They don't, once the live stream's done, they're done. You can't go back and watch, the upload. So, so in those instances, for things like, like my, when I got on here, we were talking about Legacy Jim Dunlop. I want that kind of thing to be, available. So, live chat is not updating for me. That I'm not sure about. Name. Black XLC says, since NAMM and multiple interviews with JC, what are your thoughts on the new Gibson? I feel the same thing about it that I did when when JC was originally announced as their new CEO. I think what was last. I did a video on it, not long after it was announced. Was that November-ish, I think. I can't recall exactly, but no, I think they're headed in the right direction. I'm not innocent at all in not being critical of Gibson, as several of you are aware. So, for the but this seems to have their head on have his head on straight, and he is much more concerned with with improving, fixing the product, improving QA, and selling guitars at a reasonable price point. But he's concerned with the he's concerned with the product. He's not concerned with his own legacy. Was the problem with the previous regime. So pardon me. So the but I think they're heading in the right direction. A lot of the brands that they have bought out and buried, they're they're either, I think they're, I think they're going to resell them, get them back into some people that are actually have an interest in them, or in, like the instance of, say, Kramer, they bought Kramer and they half-ass resurrected it, brought back Kramer guitars a few years ago and they were all garbage, cheap import stuff, what Kramer was known for. And they, now they've got this new line that's come out that, I mean, they actually, I haven't played one yet, but they seem like they're really, really, going to be really nice guitars. So, yeah, now I'm optimistic. I'm excited for where Gibson's heading right now. I think they're going to be back on track, and it's going to be a year or two before the see any of the results at the consumer level. But I think it's on the right track. So let's see. We got a few trolls. Dickie Mo says, you look like a guy who poops his pants often. Do you wear Depends? Alrighty, it looks like that'll be the last bit of attention I pay to that user. Yardnet. New Gibson has a lot to prove. I don't disagree. They do have a lot to prove, but I think they're definitely track. So like I said, we got to give them time. I mean, this is not going to happen overnight. Gibson is a giant company with they got a lot of problems and a lot of things they got to fix. Like this is not going to happen overnight. So I mean, this guy's taking them over literally from bankruptcy. So, let's give JC some time to, to get in there, get his feet wet and, get things turned around. So I would think, within a year, two, certainly two, we'll have, we'll have the results that hopefully we're all wanting. Let's see here. Hey, I just discovered a timeout function in the live. Cool. Pardon me. James 666 asks, how are you enjoying your Wazacraft Metal Zone? I bought after your first video. It's been amazing. I'm glad I stopped buying into the hate on it. I love it. I absolutely love that pedal. The standard mode on it, the new updated analog is the same circuit as the original Metal Zone, but it's updated analog components on the inside that make it an improvement on its own. But the custom mode, wow. The custom mode is, it sounds like a, Mesa Boogie, dual rack or something like that. It's, I've been blown away with how awesome that pedal sounds. I can't get enough of it. So, not done doing videos on it either. I put up another video of that pedal yesterday that unfortunately didn't get a lot of views. I think maybe you guys might be Metal Zoned for a while, but regardless, I enjoyed it. So, and I'm enjoying that pedal quite a bit. DJ Yazzie Yef asks, hey, Rob, what do you I hate when people call me Rob. Says, what do you think about Black Star amps? I think they make pretty decent amplifiers. I beat up on those ID Core Digital, the ID, I think in particular, but the digital modeling amps that they those aren't my thing, but they're the HT series, Club Series, I think they're called. They come in combos anywhere from 20 all the way to I think they got 100-watt head. Those are real, seem to be really, really good, affordable amps, and they sound great. Pardon me. They sound great. They're seem to be reliable. So I got to play. What the high end they've got. There's the Series 1 or Series 100 or Series 200, something like that. I can't, this is it was a 200-watt tube head, actually made in the UK. I think it's the one that Gus G uses. That was a killer amp. I got to play through one of those when they first came out. Those are pretty awesome. Carlos says, how do you Kiss? I just saw them live for the first time. Had great tickets. It was like a dream. Everything was so expensive though. $125 for 2 shirts, $10 for a beer. Well, that's concerts. Concert at a major venue nowadays. You're paying $10. Honestly, paying $10 for a beer is cheap. From what I'm not a drinker, but from you understand, I live right down the street from our city's major venue. Major concert venue, and I don't think you can buy beer in there for anything less than like 12 or 13. So, but as far as Kiss, no, I'm a diehard Kiss fan. My 2 all-time favorite bands, Metallica and Kiss, and I've followed their careers very, very closely. I'm a huge Kiss fan. Love Kiss. I haven't ever had the chance to go see him live. Even if you're not a fan, you need to go see him. Because number one, now that supposedly they're on their last, on their farewell tour. I'll believe that when I see it. What happens if I turn that off? Is that any better? Can you guys see me better if I turn that off? Anyway, they, this being their farewell tour. Like I said, I'll believe it when I see it because that's not the first happened, but their live show is something that it is something to behold. It is absolutely worth the price of admission. It's unbelievable. Gibson New York Nads need to get to making more affordable models, although the jury's still out on the PCB mounted electronics. In the 2019 Les Paul Standard, I think they need to modernize more or risk getting left behind. I don't know. I think they've done some of that. However, I think they also need to get back to base, and they seem to have done a little bit of that. They've eliminated a tier. I think they've the Les Paul Standard is now finally going to be going back to standard. They're getting rid of the traditional. The price has come down. I think now those are going to be selling about the $2,500 range, as opposed to $29,000, $3,000 where they've been the last few years. So, I think they're heading in the right direction. But like I said, it's going to take some time. Let's see. Give me a minute. I need to get caught up here. David Gabe says I gigged the new Wazacraft Metal Zone last night. It's really fun, and the mode does indeed sound very Mesa. Thank you. So I'm not the only one that thinks so. David Gabe's a great guy, by the way. Have you heard anything? The Joe Perry model Gibson. I have not. The last Joe Perry model Gibson I saw was the other one they called the Boneyard. The Epiphone models of that one. I haven't seen an actual Gibson signature Joe Perry model in quite some time. Darrell Hood has joined the soiree. Darrell is a buddy of mine from work. Yeah, he can't show up for work, but a couple three, but he can hang out on my live stream. I'm just kidding. I couldn't resist that. What's up, dude? Carlos. Pardon me. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's coughing. I'm hacking a little with this. Dennis Briel says, "Have you tried a solar guitar? I'm a big Phil McKnight says he's going to sell his Hellraiser because he likes the Solar better. They've got my attention. I'm not about to sell my Schecter to go buy one, but they've definitely got my attention. I'm pretty, yeah. Old is doing it right. They're definitely, they definitely seem pretty cool. I have not had a chance to play one though. That's not a. I think they're only being sold online. I don't think there's any brick and mortar dealers here at the moment. So. Yeah, I think I'm going to, regarding the video quality, I've done this today. However, I don't, what I need an HDMI micro cable to plug one of my actual cameras in, that, in that instance is much better, picture, and I think will stream easier. However, the cable that I need, I thought I had ordered it earlier in the week, and I did order it earlier in the week and it showed up, but I discovered when I got here, this is an HDMI to MIDI HD. And what I need is an HDMI to a micro HDMI. Apparently, unlike USB, there are 3 sizes, which I was not aware of. I'm now waiting on my HDMI to micro HDMI to show up here tomorrow. So hopefully when that happens, when that gets here, then I will be, that'll fix this a little bit more than what it is. So how do you feel about them not actually singing? That question's from Dave R's Guitars. I don't know. I'm assuming that you're referring to Kit. But I don't know. I've never known them to lip sync, to lip sync on stage, unless it's something they start. I mean, Gene's, vocal abilities have been long gone for years, and Paul Stanley's getting older. It wouldn't surprise me if they're having to do some of that now, even though he's always had a fantastic voice. But again, Father Time always wins. So, and that, the case, this farewell thing could very well be the last one. Let's see. Give me a second while I get caught up here. Wolfson says, I'd like to start on YouTube too. How did you overcome not meeting conventional beauty standards? Interesting way to ask that question. I am not about to apologize to anybody for who I am. And, that includes my weight, my hairline, my whatever it may be. And, it's granted, it took me a long time to be able to get to the point to where I can look at myself in the mirror, absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. And, but once I did, I don't know, it was just, it took me, it was, talking in front of the camera was, it took some getting used to. And, to be honest with you, I'm still not quite there. I still got plenty of room regarding that. But, I would, when I first started out, I would only, I would only film, and turn around and shoot videos, when my wife was away. Now I'm comfortable enough to do it with her in the house. And, because it's not, she'll shoot these videos, she's going to see it anyway. But, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. It's just practice, and repetition. The more you work at it, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get doing it. So, regardless of what anybody's physical appearance may be, don't let that stop you. Don't let that stop you at all. I had, somebody, some troll the other day was, commenting about this and that and the other. You know, I mean, unlike a lot of other YouTube creators, when the trolls, you know, start just when the trolls start trolling, you know, I don't just let it go. I sometimes I just can't help myself and I troll back, and you know, I don't know if that's the right thing to do or not, but you know, it's really more fun. So anyway, you know, but when those things, you know, when those things happen, you know, it's, you know, 90 something percent of the time those comments come out as from somebody that has absolutely no content of their own to speak of, you know, yet they're going to try to tell you know what you should be doing with your channel. Nah. You know, my videos were, you know, most of them I think are still up. You know, you go look at some of my earlier videos. They're terrible. You know, they're absolutely terrible. You know, so it's just, you know, check them out, you know, and then go check them out and see what, you know, see what I mean. There, you know, that's a pretty natural progression among most YouTubers. But I had finally it's like, you know, and I need to get better. You know, I need to improve my audio. I need to get better at, you know, better at this and better at recording and better at, you know, and that's something I still need to get. But you know, Fluff was actually just talking about this the other night in his live stream. So you know, there's, you know, you're always going to be noticed that yourself can improve on as far as the quality of the content that you're putting out. Because obviously, you know, when you put out better content, you want to be able to attract more viewers. But you know, most of the people that watch my video, you know, they don't care what, you know, they don't care anything about my physical appearance. You know, they care about whether or not they're going to be entertained, and they care about whether or not they're going to get the information they're looking for. So, you know, but you know, entertainment probably being the first factor. Let's see. Park Kingery says, I might try to build a metal zone. Please do. Okay, let's see. This is the reason Solar Abazia. It's such a short time. Yeah. Darknet says this is the reason Solar have done so well in such a short time. I think it's what it's trying to say. Yeah, and you know, I think Rob Chapman actually is the guy that set the standard for that. But you know, regardless, you know, they've all got the idea. Now Chapman's been successful enough. Now they're actually building custom shop models in the UK. So Nolan Borgwin. I have no idea how you pronounce that. Anyway, what's up, dude? Dennis Brialt says, "Ever try Schecter Exotic Star?" I have not. My Blackjack SLS spoiled me. You know, from Schecter Land, if it doesn't have the SLS neck on it, you know, I don't know that. That's anytime I'm looking at Schecters, that's the first thing that I ask, you know, that I ask for, you know, or that I look for. Does it have the SLS neck profile? Because that neck play is awesome. So, but it's like I said, it spoiled me. Now I want all my guitars to play like that. You see. There we go. Yeah, this is fun. Continuing to put users in timeout over and over and over again. This is the brick and mortar, Paul and Tommy are done. JP Page 2 says, I love Metal Zone vids. For such a hated pedal, they sure sell a lot of them. Boss's second highest selling pedal ever is the Metal Zone. Number one, second only to the TU2 and TU3 tuner pedals. That's the only pedal that has outsold the Metal Zone. That includes the DS1 and the old, all the old classics. Philip McKnight is a merchandiser. Actually, I think he's more of a YouTube influencer that used to own a guitar shop. Dave says, Robert, I have a drawer of cables and have plenty of HDMI to micro. You can have one. Unfortunately, I ordered one the other night, and it should be here. So, but I appreciate the offer, dude. Hey, James Toombs is here. What's up, buddy? Did you get a car recently? Guitarist has just got a Kiesel 7-string fan fret. Pretty cool. I like the Kiesel stuff. I want to order a Kiesel here of my own one of these days, but just haven't quite gotten to it yet. So, and oh sweet, we got 34 people here. What's up? I think that's a new record for live streams here. Unfortunately, I'm not to the point that I get hundreds of people, but before that's pretty cool. I'll take it. Only a few feet away from voice. Keep the chin up, buddy. Stephen Doherty says, "Keep the chin up, buddy." I don't know. I don't know if you're talking to me or if that's directed to me, but I'm doing my best. McKnight hangs out in my store and he knows more about guitars than he loves to play them. Phil's a knowledgeable guy, man. There's no question about that. Phil's a very knowledgeable guy. That's one reason why his channel's been successful. So. Let's see. RJ Mad One's here. What's up, dude? Let's see. Garay. Hey, Rob. What's up, man? Let's see. Yang Nad, get one. James Toon, take a hype moke. I've already had him. Yep, I've already sent him to timeout a couple of times, and now it's kind of getting funny. So, LTD EC401. I don't. The LTD stuff, man. I mean, it's okay, but for that price range, what's that? $500-600 or something. I think you can get more guitar with a Schecter's or an Ibanez or something like that. Not real overly impressed with LTD's quality, in that price point. They're you start getting up into the $800-900, $1,000 range. Then I think those are really, really nice guitars. But there seems to be a big gap in quality from $600 to $800-ish. Pardon me. Yeah, like the EC1000 is a figure great. So, but I'm true to be told, I haven't got my hands on an EC401 in quite some time either. So, what do I know? Who says, "Holy cripes, finally made one of these." What's up, my friend? So Robert, how do you feel about the Ibanez Iceman? I love the Icebars. The Paul Stanley signature Washburn, and actually he's now playing, now back with Ibanez again. Was based on the Ice Ball. So, those pointing guitars, I love pointing guitars. You guys know that. Ibanez, the Iceman are awesome. They've what's that one? I think the import one. I can't recall exactly what it's. What's my IC 400 or something like that. IC something. I'd like to have one of those. If I had one of those guitars, but also does another thing. I think Iceman are absolutely killing it right now, or Ibanez rather, are they're like right now is as great as it's ever been. Right now, maybe even better. Nolan Bourgoin in the live chat says, have you tried any of the Joyo amps? I own the Mjolnir and it's great. No, I I've the Mjolnir kind of had my attention there for a while because it actually does seem like a really, really cool amplifier, which I think is like all tube, 15 watt, 20 watt all tube head, high gain head. I mean, it's definitely my kind of thing, right up my alley. Most of the amps that I've seen, even the little Bantams, actually seem to be really, really cool. So yeah, those seem to be pretty awesome. Any regrets about owning one? Guitar Hack says, "Hi Robert, new sub here. Cheers." Thank you, sir. Thanks for joining in and becoming part of the family. I appreciate it. So hopefully you that if you're a new subscriber, hopefully that you enjoy my content well enough that you enjoy hanging out with us. Mm-hmm. No, Guitar Hack has a cool channel. Oh, okay. Oh, awesome. I didn't realize that you had your own channel. I will, as soon as the first chance I get, I'll go and check it out and check out some of your content. I appreciate you stopping by to check mine out. So you got some endorsements here from some pretty loyal viewers on this channel. So. The G spot is Tony Ramsey. He says, maybe if you late my fat ass needed a fish sandwich. So Tony, I don't know if that means that you're listening to this while you're driving, but if you are, I don't know if that's such a great idea. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Lauren Hoffo says, couldn't agree. Yard Phil M has more guitars hanging on the wall than I have underwear. I got more guitars than Phil McKnight does, at least visible. What I mean, Robert, is what you're talking about earlier about people bad mouthing you, and that's why I said, "Oh, okay, now it's making me cool." Yeah, I appreciate that. Sometimes it does. Sometimes those kind of things do tend to, but I guess I'm human. What am I? What do I do? So, but generally speaking, I don't like it to me. Stack for Bandcamp codes for the latest Wolf Tooth album. If like older sword stuff, holla and I'll for you. Okay, so Dave's one of the bands that David gave supports. He is handing out down for their latest record. Ibanez Jiva is the best guitar I've ever owned. I know the feeling because that's exactly how I feel about my Music Man, my Majesty. I love that guitar. RJ D Mad One says, have you tried out the TC Electronic Fangs pedal? I just picked one up for $49 and I find it to very heavy metal tones. Actually I demoed that pedal on my channel when it first came out. You can go check out the video of it. If I remember to do so, I'll post the link to it in the description on this video. But yeah, I demoed it. I think it was there's a three-way switch that essentially controls the mids, and they call it the mode, but it's a mid control. And the bottom switch was the most scooped out mode. I thought was useless, but the other two I liked quite a bit. So while putting on, that's all right. There are quite a few of us that have our own channels. Yes, Dave, yeah, I am aware. It does not go unnoticed. So your hard organization in your rocks. About Case Avenue Ibanez guitars. Mine says custom made around 20th fret. That question's from Artillerich. I don't know. I'm not familiar with them actually. I haven't seen those. I'll have to check them out. I know most Ibanez guitars are, most of them made in, I think they've still got some stuff that's made in China, but the majority of it's made in Indonesia now. In Indonesia have learned how to build some really nice quality. And of course, the high-end stuff is made in Japan. I don't think they have anything coming out of Korea anymore. But custom made, if it's an actual custom made guitar, custom shop guitar, it's definitely that's made in Japan. TC pedal, just order Brainwaves. They're killing them now. I don't know what a Brainwaves is, but I'll take a look-see into that. I want a Brainwave, and all the TC Smorgasbord tone line is pretty decent. I think the Smorgasbord pedals are fantastic. Actually, they seem to have increased the price on them by about $10 or so here in 5-6 months, unfortunately. So, that's when they were priced as low as they were, you add $10 to that. It's $10 is obviously going from 40 to 50 bucks, or from 50 to 60 bucks rather. I mean, that's a pretty significant height, price jump. Let's see. Dumped my Fender Pro Reverb yesterday and a few pedals. Ordered the Laney IRT Studio. Awesome. Been hearing a lot about Leslie pedals. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the Brainwaves pedal, but you guys are all talking about it, so I'm gonna have to go check it out. Cowtown Customs, how about some thumbs up? Absolutely. Name 19. Oh, it's okay. Is it? It's new from name this year. Is it a TC pedal? Zim's Guitar says, have seen my NAMM 19 yo-yo vid. No, but I would certainly enjoy checking it out. I did not get burned out myself on all the NAMM videos this year like I normally do. Okay. Guy Morzello says, what has better tone, gold or chrome or black hardware? Gold, no question. Gudmundur Raffen, forgive me, I'm American, and when it comes to pronouncing other languages, I tend to really suck at it. But says, do you play video games? Yes, I do. Occasionally, not as often as I would like, but I do have a PS4, and usually about the only time that I have to do that is like Sunday afternoons, and oftentimes I've just got other responsibilities So I'm not really a huge gamer, even though I do really, really enjoy it. But I'm not really a huge gamer just because of time constraints. I like to do that, and I certainly don't want to sit down and start start playing a game at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday night work next day, because that's dangerous. So no, I don't get to play videos as I used to, but I do have a PS4. And I do, like Mortal Kombat. I'm really excited for the new Mortal Kombat to come out. The Mortal Kombat video games are my all. So I love the Mortal Kombat games. Boy, let's see what else. Just Cause 3 was the most recent one that I played. Really, really, really enjoyed that. The Uncharted games, I've played all 4 of those, and or I guess they're spin-off thing or something or other, those that came out. But the Uncharted games I love. Those are all, I had a blast playing those. And recently, what else? The Batman Arkham series games, have all sucked me in pretty well. So Dennis Briel says, did you check their Sun Valley Super Shredder? I have a Sun Valley Super Shredder and a Super Shredder 3. If you want, we'll send. If you want to review them, I don't remember if you get to demo that guitar. I had a buddy of mine that had one there. Yeah, actually just sold it recently to get something else. But yes, I do. I did get to demo that guitar. I was very, very impressed. And he's got, he had the one with the Sustainiac in the neck. So again, remind link to that video down below if you haven't seen it, if you'd like to see it. He says, got to get back to work. Love the channel. Keep up the good work and rock on. Thanks, brother. Have a good rest of your day at work. Robert, hell yeah, I don't pro gamer's a stretch, but but I have played video games for most of my life. So, I had all the way back to the original Atari 2600 was my system. And then I had matter of fact, I went through 2 of those because I played it so much I wore it out. And then I got a Nintendo NES, the original, and then I didn't really buy any gaming systems till the original PlayStation came out. So, but I've had every PlayStation since. Mark SD says, I'm going to switch all my hardware to gold. That's a spirit. That's a spirit. It's okay. My name is Icelandic. Awesome. Overdrive channel. Boy, I hate this camera. I've heard nothing but people going on and on about Red Dead 2, and I know that's one that I would do, but I've never actually played Red Dead 1, the first one, so I need to get caught up before I go grab Red Dead 2. But one of these days. So now the other thing is, again, Sundays being the only time that I really have to play video games at all. Football season takes up about 4 or 5 months of that, and you don't be on Sundays when I'm watching football. So. Let's see. Nolan Borgwin. I'll never get your name right. I'm sorry, man. But Nolan says I grabbed a TC Smorgasbord Fangs metal distortion used to thicken up my overdrive channel. I got it for 30, now 60 plus. 60. Wow. I thought that pedal was selling $59.99. But regardless, best affordable distortion pedal. Yeah, for metal distortions, I think especially in that price point, I don't think you're going to find a better option, to be honest. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that's how windy it is here in Indianapolis right now. Billy Corgan says so it must be true. So you don't really have to play part one first. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's Red Dead 2 is a prequel. Awesome. I'll have to keep that in mind. But still, kind of play the first one. PS4 all the way. PS4 in the house. Yep. So, alrighty. I am caught up, or the live stream is lagging once again. Let's see. And John Gilly's back with us. You are caught up, buddy. Okay. Yep, I am caught up. So here's one thing I did want to do. I don't know if Park Kingery is still in here with us, but Park is actually a pedal builder, and he sent me this particular box. Here is called Box O pedals. Yeah, let's see if I can get this thing open without a knife. I thought I had a knife sitting over here. Yeah, there it is. So anyway, he sent me a couple of pedals. One of them, just to give you a little backstory, one of them apparently is a fuzz pedal, which you guys know I'm not a big fan of fuzz pedals. It was an HM2 clone, and the last time I demoed one of those, didn't go over too well either. The death metal. I demoed the Electronic Eye Master, and the death metal crowd freaking lambasted me for it. So, I told him, are you really sure you want me to demo either one of these? Because I don't know that I'm your guy. And I'll talk about this more in the video when I do demo them. But he said, yeah, absolutely. I want to know your opinion. So I said, okay. But he sent me pictures of them as he was boxing them up, and and I thought, whoa, okay, these things actually rule, regardless of what kind of pedals they are. So this one is one called the there we go. I was trying to figure out which way it goes. This one's called the Soul Stealer, and I think this one is the fuzz pedal, I believe. But check that out. How cool is that? That's pretty awesome. So, but as soon as he sent me pictures of those, I was like, okay, that piqued my interest. Let's see. This one is called the Russian Spud. Actually, I think this one might be the fuzz pedal, being that it's just the Russian name. And they're Park Custom Pedals. There's his insignia on the back. If you guys want to check him, so when I do the demos, of course, I'll make sure to post all the appropriate links, etc., down below. But for two pedals that are not necessarily my thing, I'm actually so you put cool graphics on a pedal like that, and make it nice and shiny for us, and all of a sudden we want to buy things. So those are going to be pretty cool. And I'm excited and looking forward to checking those out. So you should invite other YouTube musicians on your. As much as I would love to do that, number one, I don't have the first idea how to do that. And, expect particularly the larger channels. I don't even know if any of those guys even know who I am. So, Buddha Guedes, he's an amazing guitarist and needs more following just like you. Okay, I'll check him out. Definitely pedal makers. I'm a total effects junkie. Yep, me too. I've got way more pedals than I will ever need. Mm. Good to see your live stream up from John Taylor. Thank you, John. It's very much a work in progress. Very much a work in progress, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I managed to figure out the thing, at least for the most part. So, I figured it's only a matter of time before I get this straightened out. Again, I apologize for the terrible, terrible, terrible. Oh, James Toombs has to go. See you, James. Have a good lunch, buddy. I don't know. Keep peeking out the window here to see if Tony's gotten here yet, but he's not. He said he stopped to grab some food. So Wi-Fi. Are you on Wi-Fi, Robert? Your feed is blocky again. It was nice and clear when we started. Yep. Yes, I am. That could very well have something to do with it. Unfortunately, my router is 2 rooms over from where this computer is. So it might be time to call AT&T and yell at them about my Wi-Fi and bandwidth. Most of them use Google Hangouts. I don't even know what that is. Dave asked me up above in the chat. He says that's Dave R's Guitars. That is says that's Part Custom Pedals. Yeah, yep, that is. Let's see. Parks Custom. Yeah, Parks Custom. Which I believe are also have some affiliation with Peppers pedals. I'll get more details on that. Guitar Hack says, "Gotta go. Thanks for the live stream. A great afternoon. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for stopping or check out your channel here. The first chance that I get, which ought to be here later on today. So thanks for stopping and hanging out." Maybe a long cable run would be better. Very, yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah, suppose it wouldn't make sense. The other thing I got to figure out is, I don't know. I suppose ideally, just run a cable into the floorboard. God, I don't even know what cable that would require anymore. It's obviously the Wi-Fi dongle's plugged into a USB port, but I don't know. I've been Wi-Fi for so long now. I don't even know what cables they're using nowadays. And everybody's running out for lunch. I don't blame them. No Peppers is one guy in New Zealand. Okay. Hey, there he is.
drywall listening. Yeah, I listen to that's all I do is listen to history. This whole band now keeps the talking right. Brought a couple of my pedals.
Oh.
Fuzz pedal that you actually like. I brought that David Gilmour fuzz that I made.
Uh-oh. So, look who's here.
What's up?
As he was, in fact, listening to this live stream while he was driving. So, but he's a techie Tony, and if anybody can figure out how to do such a thing, let's see. Okay, cool. So I am going to minimize this Windows. Here, maybe not quite yet. Tony says he brought a couple of pedals. You build these?
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Such a fire in a box. I call it the Ram Z Rect. It's the smiling ram.
Smiling ram. Did you draw that?
Yeah.
Okay. Rectifier in a box. All right. All right. We'll check that out.
I'm the 70s porn chick. It's a big one, right?
Okay. All right. Oh boy. Oh boy, interesting. Okay. So it was another day, I guess, but so I am going to minimize this window and open up Pro Tools and see if Tony can teach me a thing or two, and that we may end ending this here sooner rather than later, just depending on how my computer runs. But
you'll probably fight for sound resources too.
Oh, regarding with
you stream with your sound card as well.
Yeah.
Well, it might switch over. I mean, are you using your